Hello everyone. Today we will start from the topic digestion in grass eating animals. First, digestion. Digestion means breaking of larger particles into simpler form or breaking of complex substances into simpler form. For example, these are the this is the complex substance, and when we break it in simpler form, this is what we called this is called digestion. And the process of breaking of complex substance into the simpler form, it can be done with the help of some bacteria or some chemicals also. Now, have you observed cows, buffaloes, and other grass eating animals chewing continuously even when they are not eating grass? Our answer will be yes. First, cows and buffaloes, they are herbivores because they are herbivores because they eat plants and plant products. Now the question is, why they choose continuously even when they are not eating grass? Why? Actually, they eat grass. They eat grass, and this grass is rich in cellulose. The grass is rich in cellulose and it cannot be digested easily. So, first they quickly swallow the grass and store in a separate part of the stomach called rumen. This is important. Now discuss about the rumen. What is rumen? Actually, this is a part of grass-eating animal stomach. This is the part of the stomach of grass-eating animals, you can say. And here the food gets partially digested and is called curd. एक बार मैं आपको ये अच्छे से समझा देता हूँ कि rumen क्या होता है and how the digestion in grass eating animals takes place. So first you can see this picture. This is cow, and we know that this is there are the four chambers in the stomach. First, this is first chamber. देखिए, this is the stomach. This is stomach, and it has four parts. The first part is rumen, and the second part is reticulum. This is the second part. This is reticulum. reticulum, reticulum. And this is third part. This is called omesum. OMASUM, omesum. And the last part is this one. This is this one, and this part is abomesum. ABOMASUM means the grass eating animals have four parts. Its stomach divided into the four parts. First rumen, second reticulum, third one is omesum, and fourth one is abomesum. First, the grass eating animals eat plants. They eat plants, or they eat grass, and then this grass goes into this is the esophagus. This is the food pipe, and with the help of this food pipe, the grass has gone into the rumen. The grass goes in the first part, rumen, and in this part, the first part is rumen. In this part there are billions of bacteria and thousands of protozoas. These bacteria and protozoas break the cellulose and help in digestion of food. Remember that in rumen the food is not fully digested. In rumen the food is partially digested. Partially digested. And this partially digested food, is called curd. CUD, curd. And then this curd again goes into the mouth of the grass eating animal, so that it chews again. Okay, this is how the grass eating animals, after eating grass, they chew continuously. And then this curd goes into the second part. This is the second part, reticulum. RETICULUM, reticulum. In reticulum there are also some bacteria, and they help in digestion of food. And then देखिए रेटिकुलम का फंक्शन क्या होगा, फूड को डाइजेस्ट करेगा. द स्मॉलर पार्टिकल्स गोज इनटू द थर्ड पार्ट and the larger particles remain in the reticulum for the further digestion. And this is the third part. This is third part, name omesum, OMASUM. In omesum the food particles are small enough, बहुत ज़्यादा छोटे particles होते हैं, and then they easily goes into the last part, fourth part, abomesum. This is the complete word. The fourth part is abomesum. And this is the true stomach. This is true stomach of grass eating animals. In this, food is digested chemically, and then the food passes through this small intestine. This is small intestine, and then the food goes in the large intestine. This is large intestine. Okay, this is how the food is digested in grass eating animals. I again repeat this. First, grass eating animals, they eat grass, and this grass goes into the first part. This is first part, rumen, and here the grass is partially digested, because the grass contains cellulose, and cellulose cannot be digested easily, and we cannot digest cellulose. Human beings cannot digest cellulose. Why? Because we don't have such kind of bacteria, digestive bacteria, which can digest grass. Okay, then again food pass through the into the mouth, and then in the ruminant, and this is the second part, ruminant, then omesum, and then abomesum, then small intestine, and then large intestine. Okay, now I repeat. Okay, actually they quickly swallow the grass and store it in a separate part of the stomach called rumen. Here the food gets partially digested and is called curd. Partially digested food is called curd. And but later the curd returns to the mouth. Again mouth में जाएगा, and then in small lumps, and animal chews it again, and this process is called rumination, and these animals are called ruminant. Why they are called ruminant? Because the rumination process takes place in these animals, grass eating animals, then they are called ruminant. Okay, then grass is rich in cellulose, a type of carbohydrates many animals including human cannot digest because we don't have bacterias. What kind of bacteria which digest cellulose? We don't have these kind of bacteria. देखिए, we need cellulose. Humans cannot digest cellulose, but it is important in our diet as a fiber. We take cellulose as a fiber. Now the question is, if we cannot digest the cellulose, how it is helpful for us? Actually, it is helpful for it assists in the digestion process, and it help pushing waste out of the body. Waste out of the body. Okay. Now, ruminants have a large sac-like structure between the small and large intestine. This is called rumen. This is the sac-like structure present between the small intestine and the large intestine. This is called rumen. The cellulose of the food is digested here by the action of certain bacteria which are not present in the humans, and we are not digesting cellulose, but we take cellulose because cellulose helps to pushing the waste out of the body. Okay, this is completed. So far you have learnt about animals which possess the digestive system, but there are many small organisms which do not have a mouth. They neither have mouth nor digestive systems. That how do they acquire and digest food? In this section, there are many animals not having mouth and digestive systems, but in 7th standard we discuss only one, digestion in amoeba. Okay, amoeba is a microscopic single celled organism. You should remember this. Amoeba is single cell organism, means amoeba is unicellular organism. It is found in the pond water. Amoeba has a cell membrane around a dense nucleus. Amoeba has a cell membrane and rounded dense nucleus. This is the dense nucleus amoeba is having, and these are the false feet, and these false feet called pseudopodium. Okay, and having vacuoles. These are the vacuoles in which the food is digested. Okay, amoeba take solid as well as liquid food. When they suppose this here the food, and with the help of pseudopodias, these pseudopodias, amoeba move towards the food and cover the food. Then this food ingest inside the amoeba, and then this food goes into the food vacuoles. These are the food vacuoles. Okay, and in the food vacuoles there are some digestive enzymes, there are some digestive juices which help in digestion, and undigested food removed through the surface or membrane. Okay, now we again repeat this. Amoeba is a microscopic single cell organism found in the pond water, and having a nucleus and vacuoles. In the vacuoles, food is digested. Amoeba constantly changes its shape and position so that it pushes out one or more finger-like projection called pseudopodia. Means with the help of pseudopodia, amoeba means it helps in the movement and capturing the food. Then amoeba feeds on some microscopic organism. When it sees food, it pushes pseudopodia around the food particles. The food becomes trapped in the food vacuoles, and in food vacuoles some digestive juices are there, and they act on the food and break it into the simpler substances. Gradually digestive food is absorb. The absorbed digest substances are used for growth, maintenance, and multiplication. Undigested food of residue of the food is expelled outside by the vacuole or through the membrane. The basic process of digestion of food and release of energy is the same in all animals. In a, in a later chapter, you will learn about the transport of food absorbed by the intestine to the various parts of the body. This is what how amoeba digests the food. No, there are two processes in amoeba. First is phagocytosis, phagocytosis, and second one is pinocytosis. Pinocytosis. What is the difference between the two? Phagocytosis, in this process, amoeba intake of solid particles, but in pinocytosis, amoeba take in liquid particles. Okay, so there are the two process. First, if the amoeba takes solid food, then you can call it phagocytosis. If it intake liquid particle, then it is called pinocytosis. Okay, now we have completed the chapter. Only 2 or 3 questions, blue questions or box left. Pahili wants to know why these animals cannot choose food properly at the time they take it in, because they eat grass and it is rich in cellulose, and cellulose cannot be digested easily, so they cannot chew food properly at the time they take it in. You know, first the food goes in the rumen, partially digested food called curd, then again in mouth, again chews the food and then passes the ruminant, and then omesum, abomesum, small intestine and large intestine. Now Bujo wants to know why we cannot digest cellulose like the cattle do, because we don't have cellulose digesting bacteria. We are not having these bacteria. Okay, now our last topic is diarrhea. What is diarrhea? Sometimes you may have experienced the need to pass watery stool frequently. The condition of passing watery stool is known as diarrhea. Diarrhea means pass watery stool, or in short form you can call it loose motion. It may be caused by infection or food poisoning or indigestion. It is very common in India, particularly among children. Under severe condition it can be fatal. ये आपके लिए जानलेवा हो सकता है. This is because of the excessive loss of water and salt from the body. Diarrhea should not be neglected. Even before a doctor is consulted, the patient should be given plenty of boiled and cooled water with a pinch of salt and sugar dissolved in it, and this is called oral dehydration. So why we give plenty of boiled and cooled water with a salt and sugar to the patient suffering diarrhea? Because diarrhea is the condition in which a person excessive loss of water is there and salt, means उसकी बॉडी से ज़्यादा सॉल्ट और वाटर जो है वो उसकी कमी हो गई है, एंड उस कमी को पूरा करने के लिए जस्ट वी गिव बॉइल्ड एंड कूल्ड वाटर विद अ पिंच ऑफ सॉल्ट एंड शुगर, ताकि उसको हम रिकवर कर सकें, एंड दिस इज कॉल्ड ओरल डिहाइड्रेशन. तो इस टॉपिक में आपको ध्यान रखना है, व्हाट इज डायरिया, एक्सेसिव लॉस ऑफ वाटर स्टूल या एक्सेसिव लॉस ऑफ वाटर एंड सॉल्ट, रीजन what are the cause it is caused by infection, food poisoning and indigestion. ओके एंड क्या हम इसमें कर सकते हैं, ओरल रिहाइड्रेशन सॉल्यूशन वी शुड गिव. ओके, now we cover each and all topics. Our chapter is fully completed. If you have any doubt, query, then in comment box you can message me.